Hey parents, it's Kate from Guided Parenting Support, and I am coming at you from gorgeous Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's part 2 of our summer prep series. My husband and I are both fully vaccinated, and so our lives have started to open up a little bit. We both had business in Boston, so we thought, hey, let's take a road trip and get a hotel for a few days and head on over here and get some work done. Last week, we had wine on the patio with some neighbors that we hadn't seen in a while, and we hugged them. And while hugging people again and traveling again is amazing, it also feels really, really weird. You know, where do we wear our masks? Where don't we wear our masks? How far away should we stay from people? What are the rules now? Last summer was a little bit easier in some ways because the rules were just stay home, wear a mask, don't touch anybody, don't talk to anybody. But now it's a bit different. So if it feels this weird for us who are fully grown adults and for whom the pandemic, the 14 months of the pandemic was a very, very narrow percentage of our lives, imagine how it feels to be a kid, where if you're 5 years old, the pandemic has been 20% of your life so far. If you're 10 years old, the pandemic's been 10% of your life so far. That's a huge chunk. And so things are going to be weird for your kids as they start to open up again. So you might want to consider having conversations with them before you go places, before you see people you haven't seen in a while. Talk about the ground rules again, talk about expectations again, and ask them what they're excited about, what they're nervous about. For little kids especially, nervousness and excitement feel the same in their stomach. So they might be really, really excited to see grandma and grandpa again in person, and also nervous about hugging them because grandpa hugs too tight and his whiskers are scratchy. So talk with them, listen with them, let them know that if they're not comfortable hugging people yet, that's okay. Practice some things that they could say instead. Things like, Grandpa, I'm so happy to see you again, but I'm not ready to hug you yet. I want to wave at you from across the room. Those kinds of things. And if you know you've got people in your kids' lives who aren't going to listen or respect it when they tell them that, then maybe you could have a quiet word ahead of time with those adults and say, hey, we'd really appreciate your support with this because little Johnny is working up to his comfort level again. Bigger kids, you've got those 10 and 12-year-old boys who love to roughhouse. They are now a year bigger and a year stronger than they were the last time they roughhoused with their buddies, and their friends are bigger and stronger too. So you might want to have some conversations with them about that because you want everybody to stay safe, no concussions, no fractures. Just think about some of this summer stuff and have those conversations with your kids and leave the door open for them to come to you if something occurs to them that they're feeling a little weird about. Younger kids especially, behavior is communication. If they're extra clingy, if they're extra cranky, they're extra whiny, or they're extra rambunctious, it's a sign that there's something else going on and they need you to dig a little deeper and help them sort through it as they venture out into this slowly reopening world again. Good luck, and I'll see you next week for part 3 in our summer series.